Welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm Mar, and today we're going to pick out one last materia for Barrett here. And then once we have one last materia selected, we're going to go and fight the enemy to the bitter end. Because what else are we supposed to do, right? Should I just equip another steadfast block just for the overall defense boost? Yeah. I don't need anything else in that last materia slot. I just need the stats. I need to increase my numbers, you know? This is a JRPG after all. That is the ultimate way to get stronger. Is to increase my numbers. Make my numbers higher than the opponent's numbers, and then I win. Can we get the start already? No holding That's annoying.
Guess it's my turn.
My turn. Get ready.
It didn't let me guard as I got up. That's a real shame. Oh, that was a grab. Anyway, let's get that AoE healing down. Hey, Cloud, get me a health total for this thing. 88,000. Okay. Hey, just say that I am not a fan of the Umbra Aura thing it's got going on. Ow. Eat that. Yeah, that's right, you jerk. Come on, fight me. Come at me. Got nothing. Got nothing. You're all talk. What are you supposed to do about that attack other than just take it? It's not blockable. So like, what do you do about that? I really want to know what the correct action is about that attack. Because there's literally, like, you can't block it, you can't outrun it, you can't dodge it. You just look at the person who's gonna get hit by it and say, oh, it's a real shame about Cloud. Take that 3,000 damage. Like, all of your mitigation tools just do nothing. I would really like for Cloud to be able to, you know, more than just stand up. Like, that would be really nice. But literally, like, look, if you start getting hit by one of these, Cloud didn't even finish standing up before the next one came in. Also, how does Cloud not have his limit break yet? I feel like he should by now. Oh, that roar actually killed Cloud. Didn't expect that. Well, there's summon time over. So, bye-bye, Fat Chocobo. Thanks for sitting on it before you go. It means a lot. Already 2? That was a short attacking period. Is it not a set It's not a set time?
Nothing personal.
Huh. Good to know. If you don't attack when it's doing its countdown, even that isn't enough to... Okay, Barret first. Heal everyone. I go to the Prometheus school of running away from things. And then Barret, if you could steel skin yourself just to be safe.
I won't give up.
Anyway, just go back to hitting it. Much else to do? While it counts down to my impending doom. Also, I'm going to... I realized what material it was. It was the one I was just thinking about using. But at least I figured out what materia it was that Cloud lost. What was in that slot? It was barrier materia. That's where his barriers were. I was going to see if I could put those on, if that would lessen the damage from Mega Flare. But I'm not sure. In some games there are attacks that can go through barriers, and in others they just don't go through barriers ever. So it's hard to tell which one
Keep it together.
it would be.
Need my help, do you?
I got this.
I got this.
Barret hit us all with that Cura,
You're up.
and
My turn.
Cloud, run. Not much else for Cloud to do in that situation. Okay, Barret, this is your time to shine. Steel skin. And I really wish I could have. I was planning to do another command, to throw another command out before that, but I didn't get it off. So. Oh, well. This is unfortunate, huh? I need the shorter cast time version. Get back up, Plaid.
We still got a job to do.
Don't you want to count down, Bahamut? I know you love counting. Gosh darn it. Now you start counting, you jerk. Okay. Hit raise on Barret. And then start the limit breaking. I'm just gonna reduce that incoming damage. I'm not sure why so much of that missed, but I'll take it. I would really love it if it would stop targeting Barret, but he's gonna die to that. And I'm really annoyed. That's part of why I say, like, it's super annoying that it's always unconditionally targeting the person you're controlling. There is no way to make it target anyone else. And that's really annoying. Because it means that there's no good way to charge up actions without the person that you're having charge of actions be the main target. Also, I really am not a fan of the fact that the only way I can find out that Steel Skin is worn off is by taking damage. I mean, I'm sure there's some other tell, but there's not enough, that's for sure. Refocus, please.
Hang back.
Do not take him out. Okay, good. Anyway, the AI blocked, which I very much appreciate, because that means that I finally get to get everyone back up. And then Barrett can hit us with that Curago while it's distracted. Okay, there we go. And now that Barrett has refocus on, I'm in an overall much better position to
I see you.
to just exist in this section. Oh, you can block the outer bit of that. I was just trying it, just, you know, I didn't actually expect that to work. I was just trying it for fun. I'm annoyed that apparently Cloud started praying there. Hey, Barrett, just start casting a Rise on Cloud. I can't even target him because Cloud's not down yet. There we go. Yeah, well, if you'd been charging Arise a second ago instead of waiting until now to start. Anyway, what's that? You're gonna be standing still for a second? Don't mind if I do. Tifa also used Focus Strike. So close to being staggered, but it's not there. That's really unfortunate. Still not sure what the appropriate response to Umbral Strike is, because again, none of my mitigation tools seem to do anything to it. It just seems to hit me, no matter what I do. I meant to go back to operator mode for that.
Take it from here.
We'll get through.
Need my help, do you?
I got this.
Alright, run away and then guard.
I'll end this.
And then it's doing that, and this should
I got it.
stagger it. And Barrett, if you could.
Get in there.
Let's kick it up a notch.
Let's find out what a 3 set charge maximum fury looks like.
Finish it.
Strike hard and fast.
And it's got 32 health left, and there it goes.
Nothing to it.
Easy peasy. First try.
Now that was a battle. What an impressive.
I don't know what you're
feat to
talking about. That was a
against
stomp.
one of the
I
most
just
exalted
stomped
summons known
Bahamut.
to man. Together with the legendary Bahamut, I have every confidence you can expunge Shinra from existence. Such bravery. Incredible. I cannot thank you enough for helping me complete all of my reports.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
calculated a near 0% chance of success, but you defied the odds, and in record time at that.
You sent me in with a 0% chance of success?
What's next for you?
That's rude.
Materia research was but one of my pursuits, one which pales in importance to my desire to destroy Shinra. That's what I'll be devoting my time to next. I hope I can count on your assistance in this endeavor as well.
I mean, we're mainly going to do it
I will be here
on
if you
our
require
own,
anything at all
you know.
times. I am remotely analyzing your combat data.
If, like, sure, we'll technically both be working on it, but, like, we won't be working on the problem together, you know? We'll just be two teams that are both working on the problem. Anyway, as fun as Fat Chocobo has been, I really want to stomp the enemies with Bahamut. So we're switching Bahamut in. Also, I need to switch my setup back. Like, he does not need 2 steadfast blocks. He needs some attack magic. Let's equip a lightning. Then I actually do really like the healer having refocus, so I'll leave that. And him having steadfast block in general is good, so switch out the time materia for another attack. Materia of some kind. We'll go with fire, I think. Does Cloud have materia equipped? Doesn't. I'd say C for both of those. On one of his other. No, he just does have 2 fire materia equipped. Why did Cloud have 2 fire materia equipped? How did that happen? Probably some it's probably some materia trading. Like that's almost certainly the answer to that question. Is that some of my materia trading made Cloud end up like that? It was the MP up, probably. Oh, I don't know. It was some random materia trade somewhere in that mess. Let's see. Ice, fire, wind, and lightning. Call him the avatar. It's the discount avatar. That's the joke. I'm the best. Anyways, let's equip that barrier materia. And you might be asking, why didn't I just use the barrier materia to block Mega Flare and see if that worked? And the realistic answer is because the barrier materia feels useless most of the time, because of its relatively short duration compared to its high MP cost. And so I'm really not in the habit of thinking of it as a solution at all. So you know. It'd probably be better if I, you know, actually equipped whatever weapon it is that gives
That's the house.
the buff boost, and like, you know, actually did it to the best of Cloud's ability and all that.
Where's Marlene? Is she here?
Barrett.
Sorry, I'm Barrett. Marlene's my little girl.
Barrett's really adorable when he's being a worried father.
Don't wake her.
Remember what I'm supposed to do. What, do I walk upstairs? Spy on Barrett putting Marlene to bed?
Marlene.
So wholesome. Yeah, this whole section's really wholesome. Yeah, that's all I've got for that. There's no punchline here. It's just really wholesome. That's really all there is to say, huh? Okay. Back to whatever I'm doing. Looks like, oh yeah, it's at this point that I'm investigating. I have to go through the Sector 6 slums.
The main entrance to Sector 7 is buried under rubble now.
Hopefully I didn't just
So how are we
inadvertently
supposed to
skip
get back
the
inside?
date
Paths into the
scene.
park.
If I did,
Good plan.
oops.
But how do we get to the park?
I know another way to get there. Aerith showed me before.
And yeah, that's
This ancient
go
girl knows her stuff. Didn't
this
mean
way.
anything by it.
What are we gonna do if our plate falls?
I just went in a circle, huh? Sure did. I'm good at video games, okay? Let it be known that there is none better at video games than I. And there is no possible way you can doubt that statement. because it is obviously true. Not looking forward to doing all the side quests again in chapter 14, but I'm pretty sure that some of the things I need for getting all my weapon stuff will be guarded. So I'll have to do it whether I want to or not. Oh well. The long walk.
Over there.
Oh yeah, we go this way. It's another long walk. Easy. Okay, let's go back this way. It's gonna be a long day. Actually, not really. It's only gonna be another 10 minutes, but no.
Alright, let's keep moving.
Makes it better to sing about if I say it's gonna be a long day, you know? One of these days I'm gonna end an episode in the middle of a battle, and I hope you can all appreciate that. I'm gonna make sure that it's you know, it's a really important battle too, like, or a tense one. I'm just gonna, in the middle of it, just pause and be like, and that's the episode. Like, one of these days I'm just gonna be like, look, I really just don't want to make this episode 39 minutes to finish this boss fight. It's gonna be 30 minutes, which means that we're ending it halfway through. Because that's almost exclusively the reason why episodes have gone over. Is that way I can finish boss fights and things like that. I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out what...
There, that way. We'll have to fight our way through. But it's our only shot.
I'm still trying to figure out what's... That music shift, though. I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way to handle episode length, because I started with, like, you know, 10 to 15 minute episodes.
Won't take long.
And I slowly lengthened it because that felt too short. But now I'm kind of at the point where, you know, like 30 minutes feels too long, but at the same time, I don't want to make it shorter. Because if I make it shorter, then that means that I'm doing a lot less in each episode. Which does have more than just, more consequences than just lengthening the, series. It makes it a lot harder to title episodes, and since I am titling every episode, that makes it harder. Because if I do a longer episode, I'm much more likely to have done something in the episode worthy of being the title. Like finishing chapter 11 or finishing just chapter like 12.
I gotcha.
Things like that. I picked those two as examples because I'm almost certainly using both of those this week.
Get the hell out of my way.
Because I'm lazy. And like, yeah, fundamentally it is like, it's a laziness thing, right? Like, it's not like I can't think of other episode names. It's just, it's more effort to think of episode names. And it also means that, once again, we're back to the, I'm covering less games in a year because I'm doing less because I'm covering less gameplay. And, you know, it's a hard problem. As long as I'm playing longer games, that's a hard problem. You know? My two shorter series so far have been Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Link's Awakening, and both of those were still pretty long.
Don't overdo it.
Gosh darn it. I got interrupted in the middle of overcharge. Making it so that way Barrett's not going to get interrupted again while I raise Cloud. Oh yeah, I have to actually be more careful about... Oh gosh. It's not ready for that. Speak to lightning. Cast Thunder on it then. Whoops. Let's try a Thundara. If those two don't move away from me, I'm gonna be... I just had to spend 14 MP because the AI wasn't smart enough to run away from the thing literally self-destructing. And I am kind of salty about that. Only spending 7 MP on this res. It's really interesting how sometimes it will switch off of the person you're selecting, but most of the time, no. Most of the time it sticks to whoever you're playing as, like blue. I just wish you could change that, because it doesn't feel very good. It is easily the thing, like, there are a lot of small things about this combat system I think could be better, but I think that's the only big thing that really bothers me, is that enemies tend to target the person you're controlling. Because it's very counterintuitive to you getting to play the game. Which is the exact opposite of what you want happening, right? Like, it should feel, you know, maximally intuitive for me to play the game. It should never feel counterintuitive for me to play the game. Counterintuitive is not the way I should ever be able to describe the experience of playing the game. And the interesting thing is that it's less pronounced on normal enemies, which is weird because that suggests that they were doing it as an intelligence of AI thing, which doesn't make any sense because, you know, have the AI attracted to people who heal or do things. It doesn't make sense for them to constantly attack me. Because it means that I, as the player, against a hard boss, I just feel like all I can do is run away. And that's not fun. It's not interesting or entertaining in pretty much any way. Feels bad. That's the whole story. Oh boy, got a bracer. That's pointless, but hey. I got it nonetheless. Anyway, won't take me long to get rid of these guys, as Cloud said. Easy peasy. Moving on like Barrett said.
Okay, let's go.
Try and survive a little longer, why don't you? So that way I can actually heal. Yeah, I got a prey off. Thanks for living long. Okay, that's rude. But yeah, it wouldn't bother me as much. I say that the enemies attacking whoever you're controlling thing. That actually wouldn't bother me if the AIs worked as like the way you do. Whoever you're controlling gets more actions and takes more actions that gives them actions. So like didn't have Barrett cast that. I'm annoyed by the amount of people who are stunned right now. Gosh darn it. But yeah, it wouldn't bother me as much if everyone worked smartly. but like the AI doesn't use the triangle attacks at all, which means that if you're not controlling them, any bonus that they might get from their triangle attacks literally just doesn't exist. Which is just, you know, a really unfortunate reality.
Hang back.
Because it's really unfortunate because like the battle system would be great if it wasn't for that specific feature of it, but that feature of it frustrates everything else. And the reason it has such a big impact is because it's the main part of the combat system, if that makes sense. Like, fundamentally, it has the biggest impact because it's the biggest part of the system. And not just because it's the biggest part of the system, but because that system being bad inhibits the rest of the system. And like the fact that enemies tend to target me and my allies tend to be kind of dumb, and by kind of I mean really dumb and ineffective, means that at all times it feels like I'm kind of only one person, when the whole point is that this is party-based combat. I have allies. It should feel like it. And I've talked about in previous videos that the AI part is a really hard thing to get right. And that's why I'm disappointed they set this up, because the way they did. Because the way they set it up really emphasizes that the AI isn't great. Like, it really makes it obvious, and they could have designed it so that way the AI wasn't as obvious. Like, there's lots of things they could have done to make the AI not as obvious. Like, make enemies not attack you. Make, not attack your party, but attack, like, make the enemies tend towards, make enemies tend towards attacking people you aren't controlling, or make them not consider who you're controlling at all in attacking, instead of bosses following whoever you're controlling like a hunting dog that can smell the player.
Does it look like we can go this way? No. There's monsters everywhere.
But yeah, like, it's really just a lot better. And I don't blame them for not having good AI. Like, very few games have good allied AI. There's not a lot of games that have a good solution to that problem.
This is bad.
What I do blame them for, though, is making me talk about this long enough that I went over. I guess I'll talk about it some other time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next episode.